Yo, 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 yo. What up, dude? What up? What up, dude? It's Wednesday. It's your boy Dunk. We live, baby. We live, baby. We live, baby. Shout out to everybody checking in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Give it up for yourselves. Man. Just got done. If you own this chat right now, one thing, get a video a thumbs up. Go ahead, get a video a thumbs up. Go ahead and do it. Get it out the way. It doesn't cost any money. It don't take any time. Get a video a thumbs up because it helps me out tremendously. When I'm telling you, it helps me out. Y'all think I'll be blowing smoke when I say that? We just finished doing the live stream on Bleacher Report app. I told y'all on the last live stream, I have a partnership with Bleacher Report every Wednesday on the Bleacher Report app. I'll be going live at 6 p.m. I did a live on there. So make sure you check that out. Go run up the views. When they see y'all support, it means a lot and it helps to do bigger and better things. Not just for me, but for the fan base in general. Get more visibility, just grow the excitement and the respect. That's why I do this stuff. I'm trying to bring some better light to the Panthers because the national media, they gonna trash us. They gonna trash us. They don't care. You know what I'm saying? But we're trying to grow this space. Find me on Bleacher Report. Let me see if I can get that link. There it is. I just put the Bleacher Report link in the chat. So make sure you check that out. Set your notification on that. But what I'm going to start doing is I'll do my 30 minutes on the Bleacher Report app. We'll talk about a topic, whatever is current events and stuff like that. And then we'll come to the after show right here, and we have another topic to talk about. Right? So shout out to PPP. He was on there on the Bleacher Report in the chat. Here on the after show. Nas told, I put the link in there, bro. But I get my 30 minutes on there. Here, we go into a little bit more depth. I have a little bit more extended time, a little bit more depth. He said, new studio. Yes, I told y'all I was moving. I'm down in the basement now. I'm down in the basement. I got a new studio. I finally got the baby in the nursery. So I moved my office. I'm downstairs. I'm building new UB Sports Talk headquarters. UB Sports Talk headquarters is still in work in progress, but I got my computer set up. You know what I'm saying? But I really appreciate y'all that checked in on Bleacher Report and supported. Like I said, the thumbs up and the likes when I asked for it in the video, what that does, it helps get the word out. It helps the algorithm spread it out to more Panthers fans, more like-minded individuals. Y'all know how algorithms work. You click on one little thing, and it knows your whole life. That's everything. Amazon, you be thinking about buying some groceries, you're going to see a grocery advertisement. That's how it is. But the algorithm, if you show any interest in stuff, it's going to throw more Panther stuff. And so it uses other people's common interests. If it overlap with you all, it's going to start sharing that. Basically, if it knows that you are a Panthers fan and you watch a lot of Panther stuff, you give the video a thumbs up and you like it, it's going to show it to more Panthers fans that like other videos. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how the algorithm works. All that being said, all your likes, it helped get the word out. Somehow Bleacher Report found me, found the YouTube channel. They reached out, asked if I wanted to do a weekly live stream. I'm not an employee, just full disclosure. I'm not an employee. I'm an independent contractor. But it's a partnership. Every week, I'm going to be doing it from now until whenever. During the season, I'll be doing post-game. So as soon as the game is over, I'll be going live on the Bleacher Report app. And then, of course, so my mic is low. Yeah, I'm trying to get it up. Let me know if the sound is better. Let me know if the sound is better. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you. Thank you. KSH. Let me know if the sound is better. I turn my mic. It keep going down, man. I don't know why it keep going down. I got this shirt mic. Am I talking too loud? Is that why I keep going down? Yeah, it's going down on its own. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, shout out to the Bleacher Report. But yeah, all y'all love and support, the likes, they go a long way. They go a long way. So please, when I ask you to like it, like it. But shout out to the super chats here. We got a couple things to talk about. I had a topic about going all in on Bryce Young. We're going to talk about that's the main topic of this. Why the Panthers should go all in on Bryce Young. We're going to say why and what do we mean by going all in, and then what does all in look like, and our 3 positions. I'm going to put my 3 priorities. I'll go specifically on positions of need later, but I'm going to go through the needs to go all in on Bryce, right? But got to do the super chats first. Shout out to my guy, Old School. Let me get to this beat. Shout out to my guy, Old School Panthers fan on the super chat. He had that one in the chamber waiting on me to get on the stream. Shout out to Old School Panthers fan, man. Longtime supporter of the channel, bro. Appreciate you. Always love the interactions on Twitter as well. Said, what up, though? Please discuss the best way you think the Panthers can strengthen the receiving corps, draft, free agency, etc. We're going to talk about that specifically. I'm going to say free agency or trade. We're going to get, like I said, we'll talk about a little bit more, so I don't want to spoil it. But I think we have the young pieces. We need a vet. But we will get into specific topics, and I'll answer the question very, very directly when we get to that part about why we should go all in. But I don't want to spoil it. I'm excited about this topic today. But I'll come back to the super chat as well and answer it directly. Shout out to my guy Knucklehead K on the super chat. Said, no cap, I forgot about the Bleacher Report pod. I'll be there next week. Like, subscribe, join Patreon. Proud of you, man. Keep growing. No doubt. You can still hit that link. The link still works. The replay is up. I didn't know. This was my first day on the job. I didn't know if the replay worked or not. But the replay is up. So you can go check the replay. We handed out the Panthers awards for the team for 2024. Had a good time. But appreciate the support, Knucklehead K, bro. Always showing love. Always showing support. Appreciate you for real. KB, we appreciate you for the super chat. Said, just showing love, bro. Throwing up the love sign, man. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. What up, though? I apologize again if I sound weird. It's because the changing of the weather and me cussing out Falcons fans, yelling at the game, celebrating. Not just for 4 quarters, but some overtime too. I was letting them have it, bro. I was letting them have it, dog. That was one of the funnest experiences I've had in a while. Let me tell you something. Like I said, my voice is a little bit weak because of the weather and cussing them fans out, but I was letting them have it, bro. I was in that lower section, right behind our bench in the corner. I was letting them have it. The first NFL game I went to, I got a Christmas gift way, way, way back in 2014, about 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I got a Christmas present from my sister. She bought me tickets to my first ever game. It was the Panthers at the Falcons. We won that game. It was very, very exciting. We won a division in that game as well. It was a great experience. My first time being to a game in Atlanta. Me being a current resident of Atlanta, I'm from South Carolina. If you don't know, now you know. I go to every Panthers Falcons game that's down here. I haven't missed it. Only time I missed it was COVID. When I tell you that I've only seen the Panthers win that one time, we won that first game I went to. We had lost every single year in Atlanta since then. Even the 2015 season when we went 15-1. Guess what the one was? The Falcons game. So I had not seen one in person in almost 10 years. Oh my goodness, I had the time of my life in 2025 in that Mercedes-Benz Stadium. First time seeing a victory, we put up 44 points. 44 points. Man, I was letting them have it, bro. I was letting them have it. They were sick of me. They were sick of me, man. I was letting them Falcons fans have it. They were sick of me. I just had the time of my life, man. And that's what I'm like, bro, when you can, that's the whole point of it. Talking trash to other fans, your division rivals, close games, witnessing the shootouts. It makes it worth it, man. It makes it worth it. I enjoy my time. But Arverish, what up, though? Let me get to the chat real quick. Arverish, what up, though? Cash, what up, though? Nas, what up, though? Anthony Brown, what's good? What up, though? Earl Locklear, what up, though? Mr. OQ Tyler, what up, though? Dead Pepper, J47 in the building. Phillip Jones, what up, though? Tyree, what up, though? Roadmaster in the building. Yanellis, what up, though? B Dukes, what up, though? Said, Dunk the GOAT. Hope you're having a good evening, man. Pretty good. Chance the Fapper, what up, though? Andre, what's good, man? What's good? KB, what up, though? Shout out to Tony, man, for checking in on there. What up, though? Said great show on BR. Appreciate it, man. Finally off work for a stream. What up, though? Bo Sox, what's good? We swerving in there. Whoa. Shout out to Jello. Ball, G3. Black and Blue, what up, though? Josh to keep pounding. Said, told my piece was 645. Samuel Smith, what up, though? Matt S., what up, though? So just following Big Report, get notifications on those two, going to double back and watch the one after this. Yeah, appreciate it, man. Yeah, go check it out. Run those numbers up. Go check out the streams, man. The more they see, the support on there too. More opportunities, man. More opportunities. I'm trying to keep this mic up. Let me know if it keeps getting low. Said Dirty Bird. Leon Murray, what up, though? Batal Lomax, what's good, bro? What up, though? So we lost every game you attended. Yeah, it was a great way to end the season, man. Yeah, that was the Trey Boston game. It was. All right. But before we get into the topic of the video, Austin Wright, what up, though? Okay, audio good. So breaking news, the Carolina Panthers, they fired some coaches. Man. Look, I made my video. We cut some defensive assistants. Look, some heads roll. Look, when you have the worst defense in NFL history, something's got to give. Because everything ain't all right. Everything ain't just all right. You know what I mean? Everything ain't just all right. Let me pull up the tweet. Let me pull up the tweet. I'll put up the tweet. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. So the Carolina Panthers have parted ways with outside linebacker coach Tim Lakabu, safety coach Burt Watts, defensive assistant Bobby Maffei, per league source. This move comes after Carolina's brass declared it will retain DC Ejiro Evero. Look, man. I made my video. I've been dropping content. Y'all know offseason dunk be in his bag. I made my video saying that the Panthers may be making a mistake by keeping Ejiro Evero around. But I just don't think there was any way that this whole staff was going to stay intact. There's just no way you could sell bringing back everybody. It was a hard sell bringing back Ejiro. At least hard sell for me. Some of y'all are fine with it. Some of y'all are fine with it. But it was just going to be a hard sell. But outside linebacker coach Tim Lakabu, I mean, he actually had a defensive coordinator interview for the Patriots last year. So had he took that job, he might have been out of a job too, because we just saw Gerard Mayo get fired. But he had a DC interview last spring. But when your group can't set the edge consistently, I don't know how many times Bijan Robinson ran outside last week and nobody was even there to set the edge to force him to cut back. Nicole said, "Can we fire the owner?" But when your group can't set the edge, you're not getting the sack production and pressure production. Something got to give. And so they targeted Tim Lakabu. Safety coach Burt Watts. If he had anything to do with bringing in Jordan Fuller and Nick Scott, if he had anything to do with bringing in those guys, still starting to make sense. How many blown coverages? The first defensive drive of the season, you had a miscommunication between your safety and your corner. Rashid Shaheed caught a bomb 5 plays into the season. 59-yard touchdown reception over the top because your safety that you brought in that's supposed to be familiar with the system is biting on a route and blowing the coverage. So all year, it was just a microcosm. We should have known when we saw the first drive of the season, the defense is out there, that we had a blown coverage by the safety. We should have known it was a wrap. It's like, come on, man. Come on, man. Too many miscommunications. Too many. And the defense assistant, I don't even know what he does. Bobby Maffei, they just had to probably add him on there. They probably any, meeny, miny, mowed him. I'm not gonna lie. They probably just had to do something to make it seem like they meant business. They probably just added. They needed to make it long. They needed to make the list a little bit longer. Oh yeah. Y'all better be. You put them on notice. I don't know what he does. But like I told y'all, that seat warm, bro. That seat warm for a Giro. If we come out to a bad start, we give up 40 points. We give up 40 points in week 1 next year. That boy don't notice. We'll see. We'll see who else they bring in to replace. But if we start off slow next year, it's gonna be some trouble. It's gonna be some trouble. It's gonna be some trouble. I know that. So watching him jump at Daniel Jones' ankles in open space made me burst the blood vessel. What's the assistant name that be on that podcast with the dreads? Oh, that's Bates. Bates is a special teams assistant. Exactly, Tony. The fact that people are surviving, giving up the most points in NFL history is crazy enough. It's crazy. Because, like, bro, the worst defense, the worst scoring defense ever. The NFL is over 100 years old. The NFL is over 100 years old. 100. Do you know what was going on in the 1920s? Do you know what was going on in the 1920s? Do you know how long ago the 1920s was? It's been that long, and nobody's ever given up more points than your favorite team. Your favorite team in 2024 gave up more points than anybody. Anybody. And y'all got people in the comments on my video and in Twitter telling me I'm crazy, that I'm being unfair for criticizing that. Okay. I'm being too harsh? Okay. Okay. And leather helmet. Yeah, exactly. Leather helmets. Are the defensive problem scheme, personnel, or both? I think it's both. I think it's both. Because we haven't been able to stop the run since he got here. We gave up 3,000 rushing yards. 3,000 rushing yards. 3,000 rushing yards. Somebody said the worst defense is Woodrow Wilson. Bruh. RIP to Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter ain't seen that many points given up. Jimmy Carter's 100 years old. He ain't seen nobody give up more points than the Panthers. Shout out to Jimmy Carter. RIP, man. But he ain't even seen the defense worse. It's been a long time, bro. That's a long time. It needs to be some philosophical changes as well. Because playing 12 yards off and letting CD Lamb get 60 yards on wide receiver screens, do y'all not remember? Is that the personnel? That's the personnel doing that? Or is that the scheme? Who's telling our corners to line up that far off? That's scheme. I'm sorry, guys. That's scheme. Y'all can blame it on personnel if you want. That's scheme. Telling your players to line up that far off, that's scheme. No ifs, ands, or buts. That's the scheme. You're coaching them to do that stuff. I'm trying to find some more numbers. Because I got them. Y'all know I'm going to come with the numbers. Where they at? Do I got them on my phone? So here's some more scheme stuff. I pulled this. This is from This is from Next Gen Stats before the Cowboys game. Let's read it. We make it bigger. The Panthers cornerbacks have aligned in off coverage a league high 75.8% of snaps, while their outside corners have aligned 7.2 yards off the line of scrimmage on average, the second most in the NFL. The Panthers have aligned in off coverage a league high. Nobody plays more off coverage. Why are you playing so soft? Nobody plays softer coverage than us. And y'all gonna tell me it's because the players, because our corners are that bad? But y'all gonna gas up Mike Jackson, right? I like Mike Jackson. He's solid. I think he's solid enough for us to not have to play 7.2 yards off. Only one team plays more soft in terms of the corners. Excuse me, they play off coverage all the time. J.C. Horn can play man. Why not play more man? Why not get up in their face? All the Cowboys did. Do y'all not remember CeeDee Lamb? He caught like 3 wide receiver screens. He had like 60 yards on wide receiver screens. And then when they got to the red zone, he got matched up with a safety and just went to work. Are y'all seeing this? Like this is not me just blowing smoke. This is the scheme. Do you think these players are freestyling and lining up this far off the ball on purpose? That's the scheme. They're being coached. Look at this. This is the linebackers. You wonder why we can't stop the run. Let's switch it up. Move to the linebackers. Guess what they're doing? They're playing off the ball too. The Panthers linebackers have aligned 4.7 yards off the line of scrimmage on average. That's the second deepest among any team linebacking unit. Again, the Panthers linebackers have lined up 4.7 yards off the line of scrimmage on average this season, the second deepest among any linebacking unit. Look at the fine print. The Panthers defense has allowed 1.9 yards before contact per carry on designed runs, the second most in the NFL. Opposing rushers have traveled 3.5 yards for every actual rushing yard gain on design runs against the Panthers defense, the fewest. So that means they get north and south easy. They don't have to work hard. They don't have to work hard. So the secondary is playing soft, the linebackers are playing soft. And look at that, 1.9 yards before contact. That's the second most. So nobody's touching running backs until they get 1.9 yards down the field. They're getting almost 2 yards without being touched. Some of these football players are what, 6 feet tall? And they're not getting hit backwards. They're not going backwards when they get hit. So that's easily, they fall forward. They're 2 yards tall with the ball in their hand. They're gaining another yard and a half, 2 yards. That's 4 yards per touch easily. Just doing the math on practicality. Not to mention your linebackers playing this far off, and then your D-line is getting blown off the ball. So even though the linebackers are deep, which is probably because your D-line is getting thrown back into them. You're getting linebackers are getting D-linemen pushed into their lap. And they're playing soft. This is, I know this is numbers, man, but I'm trying to break it down about why it's scheme as well. It's not just the players. And maybe he thinks that this is his philosophy. He needs to do this because of the players. You can say that, but why? But his philosophy is play soft. Don't give up the big play. He wants to play soft. Don't give up the big play. Bend but don't break. He thinks, and which is, it's a good philosophy, I guess. I get the logic that it's hard for a team to drive the full field and execute for 8 to 10 plays in a row without a penalty, without a sack, without losing yards. Because when you get them in negative down and distance, okay, then you can get a punt ever so often. But when you give up this many rushing yards, if a team actually commits to the run, they're going to stay on schedule. The Falcons didn't punt. The Saints, they didn't punt either until the backup Jake Hayner came in. Your first game and your last game, you really didn't force a punt. Too much cushion. Too much cushion. But the philosophy is that, hey, if you play back and play soft, you can play downhill. And like I said, the logic, I get the logic. I get the logic. You play faster running forward than you do backpedaling and trying to cover. I get it. I get it. But you're still getting beat deep. You're getting hit down the seams. You're giving up run plays. It's just bad, man. It's just bad. I just think you got to be able to make adjustments. And I said it before. We saw Canales adjust his offense once he finally started to learn Bryce. He still wasn't running the ball as much, but he still started to scheme around the players. But like the numbers are alarming, guys. It's alarming. And up front on the D-line, we don't get much penetration because the philosophy is not, because like when you have a 4-3 and you have a guy like Derek Brown, what he was doing before, you attack and then react. So basically, you try to get as much penetration into the backfield as possible. This is our old philosophy. You get penetration, and then you react. Whether it's a run or a pass, you get into the backfield, and then you attack by getting into the backfield, and then you react to what's going to happen. Our scheme, you react, then attack. So instead of seeing guys come out of a pass rush stance quick, you'll see them get up, take on the block, get full extension, and they'll start looking around, and then they'll shed the block. Once the play comes up, once they diagnose that it's a run play, they'll wait for the running back to come to them. Turn it up. I said the mic is low again. I don't know what keep happening. I think it's because I'm yelling. But you hit them with your arms. You control the block. You start looking around left and right. And then once they get there, you shed it at the last second. You pretty much get there, take on your block, control your block. But if you don't control your block, you're going to get pushed around like we've been doing. But I just think that I thought we just needed I don't think Ejiro's a bad coach. I don't. I just think it might have been best to just part ways. Like I said, I think he's very well respected. I don't think he's a bad coach. I'm not a fan of the philosophy. I like a more aggressive style. That Brian Flores, I'm showing all kind of blitz. That Vic Fangio, not Vic Fangio, excuse me, Spagnuolo from the Chiefs, showing that type of blitz, playing some man coverage, confusing the O-line, confusing the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I like that style of defense, that attacking blitzing style. Even what the Ravens used to do with Mike McDonald. I like that style, personally. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. But sorry for that tangent. I mean, maybe he do know something, and it's up to Canales. Canales made the choice, and Dan Morgan fell on the sword. He took the blame, right? He took the blame. He said, I didn't give him enough. All right. Like I said, Dan Morgan must be very, very comfortable with his job to fall on the sword like that. He must be very comfortable with his job to take the blame, because that defense was bad. Yeah, I like being aggressive, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? But that's just me. But as far as like his status and being retained, I think Canales, man, like I get the loyalty. I get the loyalty. I get the loyalty, but y'all remember Ron Rivera? Said we gonna see exactly. Sometimes loyalty will get you in trouble, man. And I'm not saying Canales is on the hot seat, but these decisions define you. These decisions define you. Remember when Ron Rivera, we started having we had the top 10 defense. I forget how many years in a row. Was it 8? Not 8. It was a good chunk of Ron Rivera's tenure, maybe 6 years in a row. Because I understand Zero said that. I understand the continuity, because this franchise has been known for instability. And you see the turnover with the Patriots. You see the Raiders are dumpster fire in terms of firing. And you get a bad rep. Players don't want to be a part of that. They don't want to have the turnover. They don't want to have instability. So I think they wanted to keep Ejiro around just to show that, hey, he's still a good DC. We believe in him. We're not the old Panthers anymore. We got our stuff together. We got a coach. We got a GM. We got a quarterback. We got a DC. We're all going to be here back together. That's what I think. I think a lot of it was optics. You try to shake that narrative that we're not that unstable franchise anymore. I see the game. It's about PR as well. You know what I'm saying? But being loyal, I think it's a loyalty thing as well. He talked about how he likes the scheme and stuff like that. Remember, we held the Bucs to 9 points last year. We held them to 9 points out of nowhere. The Bucs won the division, but we held them to 9 points and had DJ Chark not fumbled out of the end zone and had Terrace Marshall Jr. lined up on the ball after Blackshear scored that touchdown. We probably should have beat the Bucs last year. Another home game that we let them off the hooks. Holding him to 9 points must have did a number on him because ever since then, he must have lost sleep. He must have had some cold sweats because him being this loyal to Ejiro is crazy. Because for a guy to give up the most points in league history is crazy. All that being said, I understand loyalty. I respect loyalty. I respect it. But sometimes, man, loyalty can get you in trouble. Loyalty can get you in trouble. Once upon a time, the Panthers had a top 10 defense consistently under Ron Rivera. I think it was like 5 or 6 years in a row. We used that back when we had standards. Back when we had standards. Some of y'all done got complacent. I'm telling y'all right now, some of y'all done got complacent. Because I remember when we had Sean McDermott and he was running this top-notch defense. And then he got that call. He got that opportunity. He left and went to the Bills. He went to the Bills, got that job. What did Ron do? He hired from within. Who did he hire? Steve Wilks. They brought in Steve Wilks, a guy that had been under him, stayed loyal to a secondary coach, up and coming, stuff like that. Steve Wilks had his own different style. It wasn't exactly like McDermott, but he was a lot more aggressive in the blitz. But Steve Wilks held it down, did a good job. Ended up getting a job with the Cardinals. But Ron Rivera, staying loyal, not bringing anybody from the outside, promoted from within, and brought up Steve Wilks. Once Steve Wilks left, what did Ron Rivera do? He stayed loyal. Who did he promote? Eric Washington. Eric Washington, D-line coach. Do y'all remember the Eric Washington experience? Do y'all remember? Because if Eric Washington, y'all wanted him fired for less. Y'all wanted him fired. And y'all he didn't get fired, but Ron Rivera ended up taking play calling from him eventually. It took way too long. But that's when loyalty comes back to haunt you. And Ron Rivera took over the play calling that same year, and he was ended up fired. I mean, obviously it was Tepper. Tepper was going to do his own thing anyway. But Ron, because the defense was so bad, he had to take play calling back. But it ended up being his undoing. But that loyalty, that same type of loyalty that you see from Ron came back and bit him. That loyalty, sometimes it can come back to bite you, Canales. I'm just saying. Shoot, that's just defense. We probably held on to Shula too long. Not probably. We definitely held on to Shula too long. Because Norv Turner had Cam cooking. Norv Turner had Cam cooking. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I'm saying. Sometimes that loyalty can come back to bite you. All right, let's get to the topic at hand in this video. If you're missing the replay, I'm gonna have to chop that up. I'm gonna chop the video down to pretty much the topic on the replay. So Just FYI. Because I can't name the video about Bryce, and we ain't talked about Bryce yet. We're going to get to it now. Shout out to JT Bradford Super Chat. So to appreciate your channel, I think we should trade for Garrett Wilson from the Jets. He's going to make us a very tough offense to stop. Agreed. We're going to talk about We're going to talk about more in a second. Girl Dad V, shout out on the Super Chat. I believe they're banking on him having a much improved unit and possibly getting a head coach job. They want those comp picks. He's getting paid $3 million. He's going into the last year of his deal. You were going to have to pay him anyway. That's probably some of the thought process as well. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But appreciate you on the Super Chat. JT Brash, we're going to talk about what you're talking about a little bit more. I don't want to spoil it. Old school Panthers fan, I ain't forgot about you either. We're going to talk about it. True one, what up, though? Yeah, Turner wasn't really a loyalty hire. They just went back. Yeah. I think it does. I think it does certify that that Tepper stepped back, because I don't think Tepper would have went for it. I don't think Tepper would have went for it. All right, so let's talk about it. Right now, I'm here to tell you guys right now, here and there, on January 8th, the year of our Lord 2025, that the Panthers should go all in on Bryce Young this offseason. This guy's play down the stretch was borderline elite at times. He flashed elite quarterback play at times. Like, it's actually safe to say that and not sound crazy. After that horrible start, if you filter out the numbers, according to PFF, the stats show that he played some of the best ball in the league, not just for himself. Like, at first it was kind of like, oh, Bryce played good. It's like, no, like, the numbers are still bad. He only had 170 yards passing, but it was just good in comparison to what the low bar he set last year. After a while, he was playing good ball, bar none. Like, for any quarterback in the league, he was playing top-notch ball. Like, this is real, guys. It's happening. It's happening. Let's look at the numbers. According to PFF, since week 10 when he returned to the lineup, since week 8 when he returned to the lineup over a span of 10 weeks, Bryce Young has the 6th highest passing grade. He's tied for first in big-time throws with Joe Burrow, pretty elite quarterback. With those big-time throws, he has 4 more big-time throws than MVP candidate Josh Allen, 5 more big-time throws than MVP probably winner Lamar Jackson. More big-time throws. Big-time throws are throws down the field, typically, with high level of difficulty. That's what Bryce Young is doing. He had more than them, tied in first over that span. First in big-time throw percentage. So the percentage of his throws that were big-time throws, he had the highest. He was first in big-time throws versus the blitz. So when they tried to blitz him, he still hung tough. It made elite passes. 6th highest passing grade under pressure. In the first couple of weeks, he was looking down at the rush, running around, not keeping his eyes downfield. But he was able to handle pressure with the point that he was able to make teams pay. He had the 3rd highest passing grade on deep throws. That's 20 yards down the field. People call him a noodle arm. They talked about he didn't throw deep enough. He was a check down Charlie, Alex Smith, Teddy Bridgewater, whatever they wanted to call him. But he has the 3rd highest deep passing grade. Not to mention, he just got that clutch gene. You know, every win that he got has been a 4th quarter comeback or game-winning drive or overtime. And even like the Eagles game or the Bucks game or the It's slipping my mind. The Chiefs game. He still put the team in position to win. So, excuse me. The clutch gene. When things get tight, Bryce Young steps up. Played in a lot of close games, and he performed pretty well in those tight moments. But I just think that this is enough in my eyes, and I've seen enough for the Panthers to, now they know they don't need a quarterback, but I've seen enough where I think they need to go all in, push the chips to the middle of the table. It's time to do it. It's time to do it. They spent the money on the O-line. It's time to continue to double down on building up and going all in on Bryce. Because what does all in look like, though? Because there's different definitions of all in. And I think somebody asked that. Is all in like trying to get a bunch of vets on cheap deals or trading for guys because you're trying to make a run? No, I don't think they should go all in like we're going to win the Super Bowl. We only won 5 games this year. So it's not all in from that standpoint. But all in as in understanding that he can be that guy and it's up to you, and you've seen flashes of brilliance. Now it's up to you to facilitate that he consistently does that. Excuse me. So what does all in look like? It ain't meaning signing old dudes. Don't go out there signing no old dudes. Don't do like the Falcons and go get Matthew Judon and Justin Simmons and all those type of old dudes. No. If you can find young ascending players that are free agents that their team didn't bring back, that's the type of dudes that you bring in. Don't go spending money on old heads. Robert Hunt, Damian Lewis, those were guys that were ascending. They're younger, looking for that second deal. Invest in those type of guys. Don't invest in no old heads. But going all in on Bryce also means elevating the whole roster. If you make the whole team better and are aggressive doing it, it's going to give more room for error. It feels like almost like Bryce Young has to play perfect for us to have a chance. Once he had the turnovers against the Cowboys, it felt like it was over. It shouldn't be that bad. We saw the Texans play the Lions. Jared Goff had 5 picks, and they still won the game. That's the type of room for error we need to create. That's the type of room for error we need to create. Where your quarterback don't got to play perfect and we still win. It takes a lot of pressure off Bryce. He could play a lot more free. But also, it shouldn't be that hard. These rebuilds and turnarounds, they don't take 4, 5 years. It takes 2, sometimes maybe 3 max to really see results. You see what the Lions did? You see what the Texans did? They turned things around fast. It's not, we have to start holding our franchise more accountable. We spend our time and our energy and our money watching them for the last 7 years to keep telling things don't happen overnight. But we watching other teams make it happen overnight. Build up the whole roster. So what's the first thing to do? Get Bryce Young a number 1 receiver that's a dog. Get one that's a dog. Yeah, the Commanders took one off season. Get a wide receiver one that's a dog, because you found some nice complimentary pieces this year. Jalen Coker, a gem, a gem. I love the upside. Xavier Legette, he gonna get right once he gets that surgery. He gonna get them hands right. But even before, it didn't take me seeing him drop passes to figure out that, hey, maybe he's not the wide receiver one. Can he be a very good high-end wide receiver two? Yes. He was getting open. He's doing the hard part. He just has to worry about catching the ball now. He has to worry about catching the ball now. And then JT Sanders, a nice complimentary piece as well. Of course, Adam Thielen is there, but he only got one more year on his contract. But Adam Thielen shouldn't be relied upon. We need a dog out there. Somebody that you know that can get it every time. But whether it's free agency, a trade, get him a dog. Whether it's T. Higgins, whether it's DK Metcalf, or Garrett Wilson. There's always going to be a wide receiver every offseason that's disgruntled for some reason. They're divas. Take advantage of the opportunity. Make the trade. You had the right idea with Deontay. I don't fault you for that. That was actually a great move. Low risk, high reward, upside. It was a low risk move. So that's the right idea. It's just the wrong player. This is the wrong player. But now that Bryce has shown that he can hoop, it may be a lot easier to get somebody to come in. We just saw when it went viral. Garrett Wilson being a big fan of Bryce. In response to Bland on Twitter saying that Bryce might have been better than we thought, Garrett Wilson responded and said he is. Out of nowhere. Garrett Wilson hadn't tweeted since Christmas. But he took the time out of his day to respond to a random tweet on Panthers Twitter that was going viral. But he responded and he gave up a nod to Bryce. That's big time. That's bigger than tanking. People that are mad that we won the last game. This is the byproduct. This is the byproduct. When you start seeing when the quarterback is playing well, he's doing these turnaround touchdown throws, and we're actually winning games. People start noticing. Players pay attention. Players notice. They take that. Being able to bring in that type, if we end up getting Garrett, we may not. But the fact that him taking that time to do that, and everybody coming out showing love, support. Micah Parsons has been going hard. That lets you know how people feel. Garrett, y'all said it. Garrett Wilson was at training camp this year. Garrett Wilson saw Bryce Young dicing up that Jet secondary. I told y'all. Bryce Young, y'all remember that reaction video I made? Bryce Young was cooking. He was cooking that defense. Garrett Wilson saw it, noticing it. But seeing Bryce out there on the field actually having fun, meanwhile, Garrett Wilson is miserable, dealing with Aaron Rodgers and the Devontae Adams being the odd man out. But he's seeing that guy that he actually probably liked anyway, Bryce Young having fun. They got a new coach, new system, knowing that we need a wide receiver one, imagining all the targets he would get from Bryce. People notice. Yeah, even like I said, LeBron James, LeBron tweeted about Bryce. People are noticing. Bryce is one of the most universally liked athletes I've seen. It's just the hate. Most of the hate comes from within the fan base. Garrett Wilson, he has 2 more years left on his rookie deal. If you trade for him, you would not have to pay him right away. You would not have to pay him right away. And so you can use more money on defense still. T. Higgins will be out there, but I think Garrett Wilson is a better fit. And the competition for him is going to be very, very stiff. The Patriots, they got a lot of cap space. They got a lot of cap space. I wouldn't mind taking a swing at T, but the Patriots got a lot of cap space. Yeah, Snoop, we're rocking the Bryce jersey. The Falcons fans, yeah, they was giving big ups. Yeah, on Nightcap, Shannon and Ocho. People are noticing, man. Bryce Young's style is fun to watch. He scrambles, he creates, he plays like a point guard for real. He's crafty, very, very unorthodox. And the fact that he's small, doing all this stuff. Yeah, Michael Parsons said BY is scary and a guy you don't want to see. Yeah. He said next year, the Panthers are going to be a team that you don't want to see. He said that. Michael Parsons said that. So it's people are noticing. But get him a wide receiver one. The next thing they need to do, get a competitive defense. A competitive defense. I'm not saying you need to make this unit elite. You don't need to make it elite. It ain't got to be the Steel Curtain. It ain't got to be the 85 Bears. It ain't got to be the Legion of Boom. And I don't know what a Giro can do anyway. He on probation for me. But you need to get Bryce Young a competitive defense. A competitive one. Having a historically worse defense in points is embarrassing. At this point, if anybody was on the field and a part of that, your status and future with the team needs to be reconsidered. Obviously, J.C. Horn is sticking around. Derek Brown will be back. But if anybody was a part of this defense, they could probably go. If you're not nailed to the flow, you probably got to go. If you're a part of this mess, you could probably go. So you're going to have to rethink and reimagine this whole, make it competitive. I'm not asking for a big step from being the worst to top 10 or top 12. Incremental improvement next year with our offense continuing to improve, which I think it will. We'll be okay. How many times did this defense let us down? How many times did they let us down? We need a competitive defense. I like Damani Richardson. I let him come in and compete, but we still need to bring in secondary help. Bryce shouldn't have to play perfect. Like I said, we shouldn't have to play perfect on offense. We shouldn't have to. We shouldn't have to. It just needs to be competitive, bro. We just need to be competitive. If the defense didn't sell us, we might have been competing for the division down the stretch. There's tangible times where the defense sold. But I wouldn't, my feelings wouldn't be hurt. Like I said, out of Derrick Brown, of course, and J.C. Horn, my feelings wouldn't be, I'm not going to lose no sleep over anybody leaving this defense or getting replaced. I'm not. So make the defense competitive. And the last thing that they need to do to go all in on Bryce, draft at the draft. Draft players that can help you today. Draft players that can help you today. I'm so tired, and I'm fine with being patient. I'm the one that preaches patience. I'm a big Chuba guy. Chuba has developed and come a long way. Derrick Brown was the same way. He developed. But get me some players that can help me out today. Not no tomorrow. Not no, oh, he's developmental. He has traits. He's a project, but he shows flashes. He fits the system. No. Get me players that can help me today. Not tomorrow. Not next year. Not 2 years from now. Today. Bryce Young only has 3 more years left on his rookie deal. We can't afford to throw away another year. This division is way too winnable. We compete, like, at least won the game. We either won or competed with every team in the division. We had the Bucks on the ropes. We split with the Falcons, and we split with the Saints. The Saints, their future is looking grim. The Falcons, they don't know what they want to do. They got a lot of talent, but that defense is almost as bad as ours. And they got a defensive coach who can't manage the game. And I'm still not trusting Penix. And then the Bucks, they got a good unit, man. I'm not going to lie. But clearly, we've seen that we can beat them. We've seen that we can beat them. So draft some players that can help you because you need cheap talent. Go get production. I want to see draft production over traits. Quit getting the traits guys that, oh, he has long arms. Oh, he has a good RAS score. Get me some dudes that produce. I want production. I want production, man. Get guys that prove that they can produce. I'm thinking about DJ Johnson and Nick Herbig. Nick Herbig was small, but he was a good rusher. He had 9.5 sacks his final year at Wisconsin. But he was small. He played at 3-4, but he was small. DJ Johnson, not much production at all. 25 years old, still developing. He was that old, still developing. Never really got many sacks in college. But we picked him because he had long arms and was strong and we tried to set the edge. Fast forward, he's not setting the edge. And hope he's doing well. I know he got in an accident and had some injuries, so hopefully he's doing well. So nothing against him personally, of course. But we need to drive production. You get good players and then make the system fit around the good players. Quit drafting guys for your system. But if they're not going to be able to help you from day one, I don't want them. Get guys that can contribute right away. It's way too many teams in the NFL that get contributions from day one. And I love XL. I think he's going to be fine. But Ladd McConkey is a baller. Those guys that separate and run routes, they're going to always translate. He may have a low ceiling. He may never be a top 10 receiver. But Ladd McConkey is going to be what he did this year for the rest of his career. Ladd McConkey is going to be the guy, 1,200 yards he got this year, 1,100, something like that, Ladd McConkey got. He's going to be that type of guy for the rest of his career. He may not have a high ceiling, but you know what you're going to get. I told you about consistency. High floor, lower ceiling. But we need young guys that are going to be able to contribute right away. I need, out of the 9 picks, I need at least 3 dudes. 2 starters and 1 rotational piece that's going to contribute at a high level. That's my 3 things why I think they should go all in. But what are the positions specifically? What do they need to look at on this team? I'm going to list them out. 3 of them. I think the number 1 position of need for this team is pass rush. Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it comes from the edge or it comes from the interior, we need pass rush. Because like I said, I just need the defense to be competitive. I'm going to even give you a little more of a baby step defense. You don't even have to, when I say competitive, I just need you to be able to hold your own and play with the lead. Because if the offense continues to build like I think it's going to build and they do what I said and get a wide receiver 1, they'll be able to score more points than we've seen in a minute. We average 20 points per game this year, up from 13. I think we can get to 23, 24 next year. And that'll be huge. But we need pass rush. Because at least in the pass rush, when you get into these shootouts, like we did against Atlanta, you have pass rushers that can at least get to the quarterback and end the game. When you have no pass rush, these quarterbacks can dice you up and go all the way down the field. Get a pass rush. Remember, Mahomes. We scored. Bryce Young scores. What did Mahomes had 46 seconds. That's all it took. We scored and took the lead against the Bucs. Baker had 30 seconds. That's all it took. Even before the half against Atlanta, Penix had 9 seconds? That's all it took to get a touchdown. Too many times that we're at crucial points of the game and the defense sells. They sell. So if you just get a pass rush at the very least get a pass rush to affect the quarterback, it'll do dividend. It'll pay dividends. So in these scenarios where we need to close out the game, we can do that. We can do that. But you need to, specifically, you need to be able to get quick pressure. We need quick pressure. Quick pressure too. Like twitchy guys, like that's why Abdul Carter is intriguing because of the get off and all that stuff. The ability to get around the corner and affect the quarterback. But Michael Thomas, I agree. We need edge rushers, linebackers, and safeties that can blitz. We need blitzers. Frankie Louvu was a great blitzing linebacker. Trevin Wallace and Josie Jewell are not. Josie got a couple sacks ever so often because he's a vet and like Sly. But our guys, when they blitz, unless they sneak and get a free run, they give up. They like hit the blocker and turn into a block magnet. They don't fight off. They don't make pass rush moves. They don't try to get skinny and rip. They just take on a blitz, say, "Oh, you got me." They be like sneak in, acting like they're not gonna show it. And then when they come and the offensive line catches them or the running back, they just stop. They don't fight through the blocks. They don't keep working. They just be like, "Oh, you got me. I thought I was gonna fool you. You got me." And they just stop there. They stop their rush. We need guys that can blitz and get home. So pass rush anywhere, not just edge, not just interior. We need blitzing linebackers. We need safeties that can blitz. We need everybody to be able to get to the quarterback. Like I said, when you have these leads, you can close the game out. You can close the game out. Second thing is the secondary. It's definitely a passing league, and we just have a lack of playmakers on this team. And yes, like I said, it is a Giro system. I showed you guys all the cushion they give up. But even playing that far off, there's opportunities that continually get missed. That little sideline hole shot by Penix is going viral a little bit. But I don't know Xavier Woods. What was Xavier Woods doing? Why I don't understand why Xavier Woods didn't pick it off. When I was at the game in the stadium, I was at the lower level. It looked like he should have picked it off. I'm not sure how he didn't pick it off. But I need some ball hawks in the secondary that want to take the ball away. You're going to give extra possessions to Bryce Young in that offense. You're going to set them up in short fields with Bryce Young. That way you take pressure off. This is other ways to support Bryce Young and go all in on Bryce Young like the video says. But we need secondary. In particular, we need a nickel. We need a nickel. You see Troy Hill got up out of here. He was tired of it. He didn't want to play the run. He didn't come here for that. He was too old. Went to the Bucks. They tried Dane Jackson. They tried Dane Jackson. We know that experiment. He's an outside corner. He's an outside corner. They tried to play him inside. That experiment. We need a nickel. We need a nickel that can blitz, that can cover, that's not afraid to mix it up, to get his hands dirty. We need that type of nickel or a safety. Like I said, guys that don't mind being close to the line of scrimmage, that can play the run. Like we that's what we need. Nickel is an underrated weakness. Gray Fox and I was right about the system. I'm just not a fan of it, man. I'm just not a fan of it. I'm not. Yeah, that can tackle. We need tacklers because everybody just diving at legs. I love Malachi Starks. I love Malachi Starks. I don't think there's anything wrong with the 3-4 specifically, but everybody don't run the 3-4 like we run it. That's the thing. I think Shaw Smith-Wade is an outside corner. I personally think he's an outside corner. The only reason they're playing him inside is because of his size. I think Shaw needs to be outside. I don't think Shaw's that strong against the run. I don't think his tackling accuracy is up to par to play nickel. I think Shaw needs to be outside. He's feisty. Well, he was feisty in college. That's why they thought he could play nickel. But I think he's better suited outside. Personally. But I think we need a true nickel. Mike Jackson's done well. I think they'll probably bring him back since he wants to be back. I think Ajiro being brought back probably ensures that he comes back. That's what I think. In the last position of need is an explosive weapon. I talked about a wide receiver one, but we also need an explosive weapon. An explosive weapon. The Panthers had the 7th lowest amount of explosive passes, which is 20-yard receptions. The lowest amount, 7th lowest. We had the 5th lowest explosive runs, which is runs of 10 yards or more. 5th lowest. Even though Chuba was a good back, he was pulling off 4, 5, 6-yard runs. It wasn't like a bunch of 10-yard chunk plays all the time. We need to get more explosive. We've been last in yards after catch for the 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row, we've been the lowest yards after catch team in the league. People talk about Brock Purdy's numbers and him being a yak, okay, yards to the catch merchant, because you got Debo and you had Christian. That's fine to me. You make it easy on the quarterback. Every play, every drive doesn't need to be 8, 10, 12 plays. You get those explosive big plays, it makes it easy. You move the ball, the drives are shorter. Because when you run 8, 10, 12 plays in a drive, you're liable to have Icky is going to hold, or Icky's going to false start, or K Mays may false start, or you're going to get a holding call somewhere, or a tackle for a loss, or a miscommunication on a route, and somebody's going to be whatever. The more players you have, the less amount of plays you have to have in the drive because you have big plays, the less room for error. Bryce need to be able to throw a screen to somebody and they take it 50 yards to the crib. We need that. We need that. The only flash of that we saw was Jalen Coker, the 83-yarder. We saw Jatavian Sanders against the Saints hurdle that guy on a big play. But we need explosive guys that can get the ball, make somebody miss, and go. We thought Xavier Legette was going to be that type of guy, but he hasn't really shown that much yak. He hasn't really shown that much. Jonathan Brooks is supposed to be that guy out of the backfield that's supposed to be able to make guys miss, and we saw it, but not for long. And we're not going to have him this year. Offense doesn't have to be that hard. Get some explosive weapons. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, that's what I think. We get into the super chat. Shout out to Regime, that dude. He said that defensive record made me want to throw up right now. Our team was built off of defense historically, SMH. We used to have standards. Bro. I brought up Eric Washington. Everybody wanted him fired almost from the jump. But everybody willing to run it back with Giro after giving up that much points. Not everybody, but I'm just talking to fans. Fans coming at me saying that he deserves another shot. Like I'm crazy to say that. Shout out to Mr. Luke Cage on the super chat. Said, I think Dan Morgan going to have to go if this defense is garbage again. A former NFL LB that built the worst defense in the galaxy. I hate to hear. He should take it personal. He fell on the sword. That's what I said, man. He must feel very, very comfortable about his job security if he's willing to fall on the sword and take the blame for the defense. He feels comfortable, which is nothing wrong with that. Salute to him. He fixed the offensive line. Now we have a top 10 unit. But he's going to have to put in some work on this defense. It's going to have to be a mixture of free agents and some young impact players. Guys that can contribute from the jump. Jay Grizzly said he trusts in the process. I mean, I trust in it too. We ain't got nothing else to do. But I'm not going to let people just act like it was a fluke this year. Can't just let people chalk it up like we gotta have some standards, bro. We gotta have some standards. We gotta have some standards. Yeah, I mean, yeah, talking about accountability. Yeah, he didn't point the fingers. Yeah, I mean, so alignment, accountability, not passing the blame like Matt Rule. I agree with y'all, but I just think that a guy like Luvu turning down staying with the Panthers to go to a better system is a red flag, man. It's a red flag. We can't. We're gonna need free agents. Like if we want any type of growth in our defense, we're gonna need free agents. So I don't I don't want that to keep us from doing like it's just disheartening if you see if people are not if people are leaving because they want to go somewhere else where they think the system is better. So I just think that we're gonna need a combination of free agents and other guys to really turn this defense around. I need a defense that can complement the offense. If we want to support Bryce and go all in, that's what we need to do. That's what we need to do. Um, yeah, I respect the accountability though. I respect the accountability. I do. But old school Panthers fan, I hope I answered your question. It needs. I think we should lean free agency. Um, and just go ahead and get a vet. We got the young guys already. That's what I think. I think trading for Garrett Wilson, signing T Higgins, and then potentially Ted McMillan. That's the ultimate fallback plan. If he's there, I'm here. I'm down for going BPA. The reason why I'm not married to a defender in the top 10 is because one, I don't know if we're gonna get that impact guy at 8 unless somebody falls. Somebody could fall, but I'm not sure. For one, two, um, we're gonna need more than one guy. Like most of our damage, I think needs to be done in free agency. So we can definitely address this. This is um, definitely have a deep defensive line draft. So we can add. We need to add two pieces at least in the draft. Definitely in the second. See, Louis was trying to tell us that the defense was some BS. Yeah, I mean, people chalked it up to him leaving for money, but the report came out that the money was equal. I mean, I like Burden. I wouldn't take Burden in the top 10. I think Burden is that yak guy, explosive guy, but I wouldn't take him in the top 10. It would have to be a trade back. I wouldn't take him in the top 10 personally. Ugh. Yeah, it's free agency, man. I think we need to make two big splash acquisitions, man. I would love Josh Sweat, the edge rusher that plays for the Eagles. He plays in the Fangio system now. So Avero should, who counts for the Fangio tree, should be able to coach and work with him. I don't want to hear no excuses about Sweat not doing this, that, or the third. The dude can get after the quarterback. And that's what we need. We need pass rushers. I don't want to hear no excuses about him not fitting the system. I hate when I'm looking at draft guys, automatically in my brain, I'm like, oh, I like him, but I don't think he's an Avero guy because I know what he likes at edge rusher. He likes those long arms. He likes those guys that can set the edge. He doesn't really care if they're a sack artist. I like Jalen Walker too. But again, Jalen Walker, off ball linebacker, plays edge, blitzing linebacker. Who's that sound like? That sounds like Frankie Louisville's skill set. He didn't apparently Frankie Louisville was not used correctly. So I'm a little bit worried that Ajiro Rivero can't use Jalen Walker effectively either. That's just what happens. Will we have to give up a first for Garrett Wilson? 100%. Is he worth the 8th pick? I think so. If I could give them a second and a fourth, I give them that Sam Darnold package. The second, the fourth, and the 6th round pick. But is he worth the first? Yeah, definitely. Because it's not one of those situations where you have to get him and pay him. He has 2 years left on his deal. So you don't even have to pay Garrett Wilson right away. I think Mikael Williams is more of Ejiro's type. And he don't have that many. He's not a pass. He needs to develop his pass rush bag. He's an athletic freak. But he only had, 5, 6 sacks this year? But he has long arms. He's strong. He can set the edge and play the run. That's Ejiro's type. So I could see us easily taking Mikael Williams. Nakari, what up? But Josh Sweat needs to be a Panther. Remember, we had to pay that trash tax to get Robert Hunt and Damian Lewis? Go get Josh Sweat. Javon Holland. Go get Javon Holland to play safety. Answer all, get you some guys. I like Nick Gordon too. Nick Gordon is big, heavy, edge rusher. He's strong. I think he's an Ejiro guy as well. But just saying, he has a type. He has a type. But let me get up off here, man. My mouth is extremely dry. Arvera saying that Cam is on that Fox show. What's it called? I forgot what it's called. I've seen the previews. He's doing stunts and stuff. Senior Bowl is going to be huge. Dan said he liked the scheme, bro. It's crazy. When are you going to hear the theory? The theory will be on the podcast coming out this week. I'm releasing the podcast, Special Forces. The Panther Banter podcast will be released this week. That's when I'll give my theory about Bryce. Y'all know I do conversation stuff on there. But I'll be doing it on there. But it's a very, very important offseason. Very, very good way to end the season with Bryce Young playing well. I think it's clear and obvious what we need. That's the good part. We don't need a quarterback. Offensive line is solid. I think it's very, very clear the team needs. Clearly, it's defense. We got to get this defense right. So I think we're in a good place, man, as a franchise. We have to be smart. We need a good offseason. A great draft. A good free agency, man. There's no reason why we shouldn't be able to get that division next year. There's no reason. I have more voice. I'm sick. I'm sick as well, and my voice is still hoarse from the game. Nakari. Appreciate you, Josh. It's a fantastic show. Keep pounding. Now you didn't miss the Bryce Young theory. My Bryce Young theory is coming in the podcast. But every Wednesday at 6 Eastern on the Bleacher Report app. Every Wednesday, 6 Eastern on the Bleacher Report app. That's the link. Set on notifications every week. And then after that, I'll be coming on the channel and talk about stuff. That's what I think. But all right. I appreciate you guys watching. So much love. Check out Bleacher Report next week. I do. And then the after show here, obviously. It won't be as long next week, but we had breaking news talking about the coaches. Love y'all. Appreciate the support. Please get a video a thumbs up if you have not. Comment me. Give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not. I'm about to go drink me some more tea. I'm about to drink me some more tea. Yeah, I'll definitely put out another reminder. It was at 5:30 this week. I mean, I put it out at 5:30 and it happened at 6. It was last minute because I was having technical issues with Bleacher Report getting set up. But we'll be better. We'll be better. Love y'all. I'm out of here though, man. Peace.